Welcome back to Life to the Max. Time now to give you an uplifting story, air show adventure style.
Mankind has always had a fascination with flight, to soar on the winds with the birds. And air shows are a great, entertaining way to foster or ignite that dream.
Faribault Air Fest is an event that's been happening for about the past quarter century. It's a fairly unique event in North America. There are not a lot of air shows that incorporate balloons, that incorporate warbirds, as well as general aviation and aerobatic airplanes. With the Faribault Air Fest, you get this blend of all types of aviation coming together all at once for a day, that people for a very inexpensive price can come out to one place, to one airport, and see this broad spectrum of aviation happening right in front of them. Public comes out to Airfest, they can get a helicopter ride, they can go for a ride in a glider, have a ride in an old-fashioned type of an antique vintage biplane, as well as a warbird such as a B-25. And it gives them the option to go up and actually be a part of aviation and ride in these aircraft, or to just observe them from the ground.
The Commemorative Air Force was there displaying their proud collection. Aviation is a thrilling and exciting endeavor. It's helpful to be infected with a bug at an early age.
We get the youth involved, and kids realize that it isn't as unattainable, that you can become a pilot, that it's neat to understand the dynamics and the aerodynamics of how an aircraft works. And they get an immersion in that, and they get a chance to touch something that oftentimes those kids don't ever have an opportunity to be around or be involved with. And you can see their faces light up, and you can see them understand and get a charge out of understanding or being around and talking to a real pilot and seeing some of these airplanes. That's what makes it all worthwhile. They learn so many parallel disciplines, things with aerodynamics and mathematics and science and meteorology. So it touches many different pieces. And so whether you're 6 or 60, it's a fascination, and flight has always been something I think that people marvel at.
Pete Tallarita gave me a tour of some of the aerobatic planes he flies for fun. I wondered what might draw a pilot into such extreme flying.
This is a little more of a challenge. This is something that you'll never perfect. Different days, different weather conditions, you need to be able to adjust to that. That's just a wonderful challenge, something you can't do in every airplane. I'm an airline pilot by profession. I certainly don't do it there, so it's just a way to get out and see what you can make the airplane do.
Planes like this handle like little sports cars.
That's part of where the performance came from back when this thing was invented in the 1930s. It's actually a small airplane with a really big engine. This has 260 horsepower up front. Typically, you'd find that in a 4 or 6 place airplane. It's really a Ferrari.
So what's this thing for?
Well, this is called a sighting device. You want to look out and see the horizon. Keep the wings parallel to the ground, keep the airplane going straight up. I'll do that by putting this on the horizon.
Why is the little kite tail on the back end of it?
You'll see these on a lot of airplanes that are doing air show type competition. You see the wind now is holding that out. The wind is coming this direction. When I start sliding backwards, the wind will turn that around, and now I know I'm actually backing up. And you don't have any visual cues to tell you you're backing up. So when I see that wind vane go that direction, I say, okay, the ground's coming back at me, do something.
This seems better than hitting the gym for a workout.
Very physical. I come down and I'm exhausted. I'm wringing with sweat. I'm bruised on my shoulders. I've got bruises on my legs from the seat belts, and it's physically demanding.
Wow, I was up for a workout with a little extra kick. Pete's stories got me all warmed up, so I was ready to take a ride.
Well, why don't we go for a rip?
Yeah, all right, that sounds like a great idea. We did some flight prep, climbed aboard, and headed for the sky. Pete showed me how to do an aileron roll, and I took over.
All we want to do is pull back a little bit to raise the nose and push the stick in the direction that we want to roll.
Okay. Man, is that thing responsive?
That's it, you got it.
Okay, can I do it again?
I could really feel the G-force exerted on my body, but I wasn't getting whipped around like on a roller coaster.
You're actually doing quite a bit more than you would in a roller coaster. And G-wise, you did 5 Gs. You might do 1.5 in a roller coaster.
I felt in control during simple maneuvers, but although it was fun and exciting, anything more felt chaotic and disorienting.
Through the years of practice, it's not as chaotic as it seems. It's very, very controlled, but I know it looks out of control. And you know where you are at all times and know when to come out. And it's more fun than you can imagine, believe me. I love the competition part of it, the discipline and the camaraderie that we have at contests. But that's spilling over into the shows too, but I want to make a nice, crisp, precise performance at an air show, as well as competition. That's it, it's just making that next show better than the last one.
Straight up to the vertical. Oh, nice cut the roll. Do a nice tumble. And there we go. When we come back, go for wrestling coach Jay Robinson. What makes him tick? Find out from his other half. Stay with us on Life to the Max.
For more information on Life to the Max, go to our website at lifetothemax.tv.